Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today is kind of a special little bonus video that I wanted to do. I realized that it would probably be a worthwhile idea to make a video about a bullet journal gift guide. I'm just going to get straight into it and start talking about notebooks. That's probably the most important thing for a bullet journal, because without a notebook you don't really have anything to write in. So very quickly I will talk to you about Liquitex 1917 notebooks. These are very typical for bullet journaling. They have the dot grid pages, so that's like this, and they are an A5 size. They are fairly pricey, and there is some shadowing on the pages, which means that when you turn the page over, if you've been writing in pen, you will be able to see a shadow of the pen on the other side of the page. That can be kind of annoying for different people. Like, some people just really don't like that at all. For me, I don't mind so much. It's not really an issue. As long as stuff isn't like bleeding through the page a lot, then I'm not overly concerned. This is the typical notebook that bullet journalers use, but by no means is this the only kind of notebook that you can get. So I have some other suggestions for you. Another option is also on the pricier side, but that is to go for an Erin Condren dot grid page notebook. So this is not one of those. This is my Erin Condren Life Planner, but the notebooks do come in this size, and the pages are quite thick and pretty nice, really. The only thing that I don't like about the Erin Condren ones so much is that they tend to have a little illustration on the page at the top. It's like a coloured flag. So for some people that wouldn't be an issue, but for me that might be annoying to use it as a bullet journal. But other than that, it's a good quality notebook. And the cool thing is that you can change out the covers. All Erin Condren notebooks, or almost all of them, come with the option to use removable covers. So that means you can have a different cover for whatever mood you're in. Another option is just something like this Clarefontaine. So this is a blank page notebook. Now, I'm not sure if I would really recommend going for a blank page notebook, particularly for a beginner bullet journaler, but if you know that the person you're buying for does really like blank page notebooks, or they've specified that they would like one, then these Clarefontaine ones are quite nice as well. Another option is a smaller size notebook. This one has lined pages, and you can totally bullet journal in a lined notebook, by the way. It doesn't have to be grid pages, it doesn't have to be dot grid pages. So if you just want to get something small for someone who's starting out, then I would recommend just any old notebook like this, and you can get them from all kinds of different stationery shops, department stores and things like that for a pretty reasonable price, like under 10 New Zealand dollars, so that's a good option. Okay, moving on to pens and pencils and all of that stuff. One thing I would recommend you definitely get somebody is a ruler, either a metal one or a clear one. Those are my kinds of favourite types of rulers. I like the clear ones because you can see previous lines that you've ruled underneath the ruler as you're ruling more lines. But the metal ones are good because they're so sturdy and they last for a long time. This one isn't a very long ruler, so I recommend getting one that is slightly longer, because that means that you can rule the entire length of a page without having to stop. The next thing I recommend getting is a decent pencil. So you can either get pencils that require sharpening, or you can get a mechanical pencil like this one. I'll sort of show you. I like a softer kind of lead, like a 2B kind of lead. You can pencil in the design that you want, or if you want to try out a different design on pages and stuff, and then you can just rub it out afterwards. Speaking of rubbing out pencil lines, you need a decent rubber / eraser. This is, I don't know what brand this is, but it's a good one, so that's fine. Now we are going to move on to pens and things like that, which is one of my favourite topics in the whole world. Anyway, so I'm going to start off by showing you black pens. This brand here is Uni Pin Fine Liner. So I have this brand in 0.5 and 0.3 sizes. So there's 0.3 and 0.5 there. And these are really good for ruling all the lines and stuff that you need, as well as writing. If you want to get a pack of different pens, then I recommend these pigment liners from Staedtler. These are fine liners as well, but they come in several different sizes. They've got 0.05, which is really, really teeny tiny, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, and 0.8. So these are really, really good pens. if you just want to get someone something that has pretty much everything in it that they could possibly need, really. The really fine ones are great for doing super fine detailed little drawings and doodles and things, and the really thick ones awesome for like bold lettering or like really bold lines. Along with using pens, I highly recommend getting some whiteout tape. This is just a thick one. So whiteout tape is super important. It's really, really good if you make a mistake, being able to just cover it up and pretend like it didn't happen. Now I'm going to move into coloured fine liners. So these are fine liner pens again, but obviously not black ones. There are loads of packs of Stabilo fine liners out there, but they are quite pricey. So, you know, it's up to you if you want to spend that much money on a pack of fine liners. They also come in different quantities as well. I have these two here, a purple and a sort of violet-y colour. But for cheaper fine liners, you could go for a store brand one. So this pack here is from Whitcoulls here in New Zealand, and it comes with 12 different fine liner pens. They're pretty good quality, although some of them do bleed through, so that is something that you should be mindful for if you're going for a cheaper option of pen, is that they do tend to bleed through pages a bit more than the slightly pricier ones. I don't know why that is, but it just is. Another brand that does really good coloured fine liners is Staedtler, of course. And I have this cool little rollout pack here that comes with a whole bunch of coloured fine liners and also some coloured pencils. Now, I don't love the quality of coloured pencils as much as my Faber Castel coloured pencils, but they're still okay. And of course, all of these pens are pretty awesome. They're good quality and they have a really good selection of different colours. Again, they come in loads of different sized packs. So with all of these pens, they might need a pencil case or something. I have this cute little tin here from my friend. I don't have anything in it at the moment because otherwise it would be very, very noisy. It just opens up like so. And then it has a pull-out bit so that you can put other stuff underneath. So this is really useful if I'm going out and about and I know that I might need several different pens or pencils and stuff with me, or like if I want to go to a cafe or something and have a coffee and do bullet journal stuff while I'm there, then it's really nice to be able to chuck things into a pencil case or a pencil tin and take it with me. I'm going to move on to coloured pencils and stuff now. The only brand that I have to show you is Faber Castel because I'm a snob and I really like them, and I just haven't found another brand of coloured pencils that I like as much as these ones. This is a pack of 36 coloured pencils. It also comes with a sharpener as well. I think coloured pencils are probably a really, really awesome thing to get someone who's bullet journaling or wants to start bullet journaling, because it just means that you can add a lot of different colour to your pages and you don't have to worry about bleeding through as you do with pens. Another thing that's pretty good for people who like bullet journaling is coloured markers. So I have a couple of different colours to show you from one particular brand. These are Zig Graphic Twin marker pens. So they have a brush tip on one end like this, and it has a regular kind of felt tip nib at the other end. The beauty about the brush tip is that it creates a kind of almost watercolor effect with these pens, so it can be so, so beautiful. There are a couple of different brands. This is the only brand that I've tried of these kinds of pens, so I can't comment on the others. These are quite pricey. I think each of these was about $6 New Zealand dollars, which is quite pricey, but again, it depends on what you want to get. If you want to get a pack, then it's probably going to be even more pricey, but if you just want to get a couple of singles, then it might not be so bad. Other coloured markers that I love to use are these Zebra Midliners. So these are like highlighters, but they're in really awesome colours. They're not fluorescent. I love these a lot. These are what I've pretty much been using exclusively lately to add colour to my bullet journal. They are really cool because they have two ends. So one end is like the typical slanted highlighter end, and the other end is just a normal felt tip one, so that you can actually do some writing if you want to. Less chunky writing than what you get with the typical highlighter end. Yeah, so I love these a lot. You can get fluorescent packs, you can get a bunch of different colour sets of these, and you get 5 pens in a pack. Of course, there are also the typical highlighters that you can get. This is Stabilo brand. They're pretty good highlighters, but I don't really use them in my bullet journal because I'm not really into fluorescent colours. But if you know someone who is into fluorescent, then these could be quite good for them. The second to last category that I wanted to kind of talk to you about is accessories and stuff for the notebook. So for example, I've got this pen holder here for my Loic term notebook, and that means that I can just stick it onto the back of my notebook, and then I'm able to slip a little pen into this holder part here. I don't know if any other brands do them. Presumably they do, but I just haven't seen them around a lot. Something else that's really useful are things like bulldog clips, like little ones. These are cute little ones from Typo here in New Zealand. There's a little deer and some owls. Along a similar sort of line are paper clips. So I have these really cute little paper clips that look like dog bones. Hopefully you can kind of see. They're quite big, but they're really, really useful. And because they're quite big and a little bit loose, but not too loose, they don't tend to bend the pages as much as a traditional sized paper clip does. The last accessory that I want to talk to you about is washi tape. That is a very, very popular thing for bullet journalers to use. I don't really use it to decorate or anything, but washi tape is really cool and loads of people love it. And I think that even if you're not sure the person you're buying for would like washi tape in their bullet journal, you can probably be sure that they will enjoy using washi tape for something else anyway. So don't worry too much about it. I think if you see washi tape and you think it looks cute and that the person might like it, then just get it, because it's a good addition to any gift. So this is just a small sample of some of the stuff I have. This cool like turquoise geometric one. I have this gold and yellow washi tape here, and then I also have this which has flamingos on it. I haven't even opened this yet. This was a gift from a company here in New Zealand called pages2plans.com. It is a stationery shop here in New Zealand. This is, I think, if you're New Zealand based. I don't know if there's international shipping, but yeah, if you're in New Zealand and you want a really good range of Loic term planners, try Pages to Plans. And also if you're into rose gold stuff, try them, because they have some beautiful rose gold stationery accessories like rulers and paper clips and stuff. So stunning. I also got my zebra midliners from Pages to Plans as well. Okay, so that is it for all the accessories and stuff. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is slightly fancy. Probably not everyone is going to want this or want to get into this, but I know that a lot of people who do bullet journal enjoy writing and calligraphy. So I thought I would show you my calligraphy stuff, and just in case you know that your person is probably going to be into that. I have a dip pen holder. So this holds nibs for dipping into ink before you write. I will link down below where I got this from, but there's also an American-based website that has loads of these, which I will also link down below if you're interested. You will need a bunch of little nibs. So this is a Nico G, and it's quite a common one for beginners calligraphy, and I highly recommend it. It's lovely, and it's the one that I use exclusively in my bullet journal at the moment. This is the Leonard Principal nib, so it's quite fine. And then I have this teeny tiny little wee baby one. Okay, I think this one is a Joseph Gillott or Gillott 280 nib. This is tiny. I also wanted to show you the ink that I use. So I just use this Liquitex ink. It's been really hard for me to find ink here in New Zealand, so I just ended up going with Liquitex because it's an acrylic type of ink. It's very opaque. Like, this is super dark. This is black. It comes in a very large range of different colours as well, and it's available from Warehouse Stationery here in New Zealand, and probably other stores as well, but Warehouse Stationery is where I get it from. But there's loads more out there as well. It's just about finding it, basically. Okay, and that's it. That is everything that I'm including in my gift guide at the moment. There's probably stuff that I've forgotten. There's probably things that you can think of that I didn't mention, so please leave it in comments down below, because if anybody's watching this video as a gift guide, then I'm sure they will be after any and all suggestions they can get their hands on. Thank you so much for watching this little bonus video. I hope you found it interesting. If you're shopping for someone who is into bullet journaling or wants to get into bullet journaling, or even if you yourself are interested in getting into bullet journaling and are just not really sure where to start, then hopefully this video has been useful for you. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. I upload every week at the moment on Fridays at 10 AM New Zealand time. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again really soon. Bye!